Here we are, start of segment 8, our big trip. We're going to do about 100 miles walking across the Copper Mountain parking lot. We just ate pizza in Leadville at some mountain pies. Up to Jack's Creek. It's raining as per usual in the afternoon. It's 6:15 p.m. It's been raining ever since we got to camp, so we've been hunkered down in our tents, just assessing whether the rain might stop. If it doesn't stop, I think we'll probably just eat like a bar or something for dinner. Hopefully it stops though. Hot supper sounds good. What you doing? Are you asleep? Were you asleep, kiddo?
No.
Were you resting your eyes?
Yeah.
The raindrops are getting farther apart. Maybe we get to have a hot supper. That'd be awesome. We're going to reassess at 6:30. What you thinking about?
I'm hoping it's not raining.
You look sleepy.
What?
Were you napping earlier?
No.
Morning. It's probably about 8:30 in the morning. It rained all night. It's raining now. We went up and over a beautiful pass and making good use of our rain gear. Everybody's staying warm, I think, so we're doing well.
To the top of
Elk Pass or Elk Ridge.
Elk Ridge, and now we're heading down. It is 10:57 and it's cold.
It is Tuesday, the 29th of July, 2017. And it has been a cold, rainy morning, but it's warming up very nicely now. We just climbed over the pass. You can see it's beautiful. And here come some strange people down the pathway. I wonder who this could possibly be. Can I get big smiles?
I saw the sun, so I'm happy.
You guys are on camera.
The sun is finally out.
I feel that warmth. It felt like an oven almost at the back of my head.
I can't believe it. I never thought I'd see sun again.
Really? It wasn't that desperate, was it, Jack?
I felt the same way. I just thought, oh, I don't know.
Am I ever gonna see sun again? I could not see a single bit all over.
Yeah, we haven't seen blue for hours, have we?
I haven't seen that for, yeah.
You're on camera, smile. What's your name, Gus?
Hey, Dad, the sun's out. First time seeing the sun in 20 hours. Woo! Oh my
Thumbs
gosh,
up, smile. Spotlight.
it's not packet.
Day 3 of our epic backpacking trip. We're hiking up the Tennessee Pass today. It's about 7:15. Got started about 5 minutes ago. Good early start. We woke up at 5:30, but we had a bunch of chores to do. So that's when we ate breakfast, and so a little bit slow getting out of camp this morning. That's all right, everybody's doing better. The food bag's starting to lighten up. Last night we discovered that spicy bean dip means really, really spicy. No good. And it tasted good, but it was just really spicy. But I think we've been getting enough food into the boys this time. Last year we did 50 miles, and they did not eat that much. This year, they're eating a lot. So, as they get bigger, they'll have to start carrying more and more of their own food, because last year we packed way too much food. My pack was heavier weight.
There's a regular road down there.
Oh yeah. And then this year, we did 25 pounds of food for 4 full days and 2 half days, as we started in the afternoon and we're finishing about lunchtime on the last day. So I still think we might have a little extra, but I'd rather have extra for these guys. And we're keeping the mileage kind of descending. The first half day we did about a little over 6 miles, and then the next day it rained the entire day, right until towards the end when the sun came out. We finally were able to get some stuff dry. So it was cold up top. The boys got really cold. But once we came down Kokomo, on the other side of Kokomo Pass, it started to warm back up, and they went progressively better from there. That was 13.9 miles yesterday. Today we're doing about 12.2 miles. So it's kind of a little bit less, but still some pretty good mileage today as we go up and over Tennessee Pass. And should be a good day.
How's it going, Jack?
Hi.
Oh, Gus.
Jack,
Good.
what you doing today?
Hiking the Colorado Trail.
Where have you been?
Well, we just finished segment 8, and then there's a bunker back down there. And then there's also
What's the name of the bunker?
it is
Camp.
Camp Hale.
Uh-huh.
And then there is the giant ovens.
Good morning! It's day 4 of our backpacking trip.
Wow.
We're on segment 9 right now.
Yeah, we're gonna go to 10 pretty soon.
We're staying in we stayed in the
Porcupine Lakes.
Porcupine Lakes and the Mount of the Holy Cross Wilderness. We're heading out.
At the top of Mount Windy.
I call it We're in the Mount of the Holy Cross Wilderness still.
Yeah, and we're almost. You should see this view. It's a great view.
Stopping for water at the Mount of the Holy Cross Wilderness. Take a look. Absolutely amazing. One thing I've learned is when there's a huge climb, most of the time you've got huge views. Segment
10!
It is what time, Jack?
6:52.
Day number.
5, I think. 5.
What are we doing today?
We're doing 12.9 miles, hopefully, to our resupply in Leadville. And if we are wrong, then we'll have to hike 16 miles today. But I don't think we're wrong.
We're at the beginning of segment 11, and this is day 5 of our trip. We're gonna head to the parking lot where we left the car so we can go resupply in Leadville. But this segment is super buggy. They're just everywhere, so I'm glad we don't have plans to camp here tonight. We'll just move on through. wanted to talk to y'all about what happened next after the video.
Yeah, so we were finishing up it was our 5th day, and we decided to push on to the trailhead.
We'd planned on resupplying there on day 5. We were going to drive into Leadville and take a 0 day, get some food from the grocery store, laundry, that sort of thing. But that morning, Jack woke up and he said, "Hey, Mom, my heel's bothering me a little bit." And so I looked. I wondered if maybe he had a blister. Unfortunately, it wasn't a blister. When I looked, it looked like he was really inflamed and swollen over the area of his Achilles tendon.
She told me about this that morning, and I was a little worried, but I usually let her worry about the medical stuff.
Yeah, so I didn't really let on to Jack my concern. I put some duct tape over that area, though, in case it was maybe some friction causing the problem. But I worried maybe, too, he had Achilles tendonitis. That sort of thing is definitely not my area of expertise, but I said, well, I put duct tape on it, and I asked him how he felt, and he said it felt good after putting the duct tape on.
And we'd been averaging about between 12 and 13 miles a day that was our 4th full day of hiking, and we had planned 12.9 that day. It ended up we had to do a little over 15. We had a little miscalculation about where the car was in relation to the trailhead. So it was kind of a hard day at the end. But we ended up, when we got into town, we took a closer look at his ankle, and we decided that we were going to have to call the hike.
Yeah, Jack didn't complain about his ankle really until the last mile of that 15-mile day. So he was really a trooper as far as that went. But when we got to the car ahead of the rest of the group, and I took the duct tape off his ankle, and it was just really swollen. And my concern was that if we'd keep going, he'd end up with some sort of permanent injury, or worse, that we would be out in the middle of nowhere, and then he wouldn't be able to walk because of that. And so, as much as I had really wanted to do our planned 10-day hike, we decided to call it quits after 5 days.
We had originally planned 119 miles, and then after an earlier hike in the season, we cut it back to about 96-mile plan. We ended up doing 59 miles. So it was still a pretty significant hike, but we had wanted to kind of experience a resupply and then a return to the trail, and that's kind of how we set it up, because we haven't done a through hike. We've only done short backpacking trips. So it was kind of a disappointment, but at the same time, we have to think long term, and we don't want to hurt our kids.
Right.
We really did push them that last day. I think not to their limits, but they were the younger one, Gus. He's 7, and he was pretty tired after 15 miles. But he was a trooper. He gutted it out, and he just pushed through. He's done 15-mile days before, so it's not the first time he's done a 15-mile day. And Jack, doing 15 miles, on a swollen ankle, he didn't complain about it at all that I heard. My dad was hiking with us, so he was getting tired at that last day. So Gus and I kind of held back with my dad, and we just kind of finished out the day a little bit later. I think we only got there 10 minutes after they did.
Yeah.
But it was it was a challenge, and I think we learned a lot from this hike. We've never had anything like this happen on a hike, and we kind of need to think. When it comes to our feet, we think about our feet. We feel our feet a lot more when we're hiking, and we tighten up our shoes.
We're a lot more aware, hot spots and things like that. So
really, it's important that the kids, when you go backpacking with kids, you kind of got to pay attention to these things for them, because they'll go and deal with pain, and they won't say anything about it until they're injured. And so it was kind of a big learning lesson for us to find out that, he's just going to gut it out and not tell us, or gut it out, and, So anyway, it's extra things we have to pay attention to when we're hiking with kids that we wouldn't normally have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
But the one big difference this year was they ate a whole lot more. Last year we took way too much food.
Yeah.
This year we brought barely enough. But
I think we had perfect
it was
for the
just
amount of food.
It was barely, yeah. It was just about right. They actually ended up, because we ate so much when we got into town, they ended up gaining weight during the hike, and I think the rest of us stayed the same.
Yeah. So in the end, I took Jack to the podiatrist. His injury is fine. I mean, it's completely better now. Just a few days after, just with some rest and some ice and things. We got an orthotic for his shoe. He doesn't tend to tighten his shoelaces appropriately, so I said to Matt that each morning I wanted to check the boys' shoes, make sure they've got their shoes tied appropriately, as well that I wanted to look at both their feet when they take their shoes and socks off at lunchtime, as well at the end of the day, so we can make sure we stay ahead of any potential problem. And I think we had done like 12 and 13 mile days, and we think maybe we'd cut them back to maybe 10 mile days for a little bit, and then also we had planned on doing 5 days before having a 0 day. We said, maybe after this we'd do 4 days and then a 0 day if we were planning a longer trip, because the cumulative fatigue did wear on the boys.
For the boys, we kind of noticed it after, they can do those high mile days, high miles for 13, 14 miles for them, 15 miles for them is a high mile day. And then, but I think for younger guys that we really need to keep it down to about, I think until they're at least 10, probably under, right around 10, maybe hit a couple high mile days in there, but, and then resupply more often, 4 days on the trail, take a 0, if not 2. And then I think it makes it more enjoyable for them. They don't get so tired. But every night when they got to camp, they were just running around.
And they still seemed like they were having a great time and lots of energy. And I'd call it a good trip in the end.
Yeah, it was a really great trip.
And the great thing about living where we are is that we can certainly get back there and finish out those segments that we planned and just do them as little overnighters. And we definitely want to make sure our kids grow up loving backpacking, loving outdoors. So we need to, be careful and make sure we keep them safe and keep them healthy.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you for watching.
We thank you for watching. If you found this video to be helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. For other content, check out our blog at littlebackbreakers.blogspot.com.